Hey everyone, welcome to what we're calling season 3 of Is It Called Wine Time?
Most shows would call season 1, season 2, and the one after that is season 3.
Usually consecutive.
Yep.
I don't think anybody, us included, expected this to still be going, but here we are. It's so popular that they renewed us again.
Yeah, shout out to our 30 subscribers. It's happening.
Thanks, Mum.
Yeah.
Alright, so without further
Dad
ado,
is one of them. What's up, Dad?
let's get into today's episode. So, really exciting. A little bit different today. We're going to talk about a wine, as per usual, but we're also going to mention an entire vintage and a region, and that is Barolo 2016. Now, a lot of you might have read something about this or heard through the grapevine, whatever. 2016 in Barolo is one of those iconic, legendary vintages. It will go down in history, you know, as alongside, you know, Bordeaux 82, Burgundy 78, all that sort of stuff. Conditions were absolutely perfect, and every producer that I've read about, you know, to a man or woman, has produced exceptional wines. So yeah, we're really excited. We're going to look at one of them today, but
everyone's pretty excited about 2016.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz. There's a lot of buzz. And in reading about it, I think it's interesting to note that the kind of, because I don't really know what goes into making a great vintage, you know, like obviously weather and all that sort of stuff, but like,
yeah, we're in retail, not vineyards.
Yeah, like, you know, I sell wine.
We sell it, we don't make it.
Yeah, I don't know how to make wine. I mean, I know the theory of it.
Boss does.
Well, he does.
He does, yeah, he does. We don't.
But in reading about it, I was kind of struck by the kind of number of elements that have to come together to make a good vintage, and there's so much variation. No wonder it's bloody impossible to get these kind of wines.
A lot of stuff needs to line up.
Yeah,
and then they need to be switched on, because like even we were tasting wines today where they've previously had perfect vintages, and they've just gone hands off.
Yeah,
and just let it steer itself, and it's just driven into a wall.
Yep.
So even if you've got everything lined up, you still need to at least get it into the bottle.
Yeah, and guide it into the final product. So yeah, I think the major kind of conditions for 2016 in Barolo were a really long, slow, kind of gentle ripening period. No major weather disasters, no hail, no frost, no heat spikes, nothing, you know, out of the ordinary. They were picking well into October, which is a really good, you know, kind of long period, because for Nebbiolo, because of the naturally high tannins, you really need that physiological ripeness. Otherwise, you're already starting behind the 8 ball. But because they were able to leave the grapes on the vine till they were perfectly ripe, you know, you get this amazing fruit coming through. And the other thing as well is a really kind of sharply different diurnal range. So warm days, but very cool nights, which cools the grapes down, lets the vine recover from the heat of the day and retain that freshness and acidity. Without that, you get overripe grapes, and, you know, way too high alcohol and kind of flabby and broad and all that sort of stuff. So
balance. Yeah,
balance is the word. And I think for every wine that I've read about so far, and I haven't tried any, so I'm super excited to try this today.
Yeah, I've probably had more 16s than you.
Yeah, I'd say so. I haven't had any. So if you've had one, you've had more than me.
I've had a few.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And
it was good.
And the word, and I'm sure you can back this up, the word that I keep reading about is balance. They are impeccably balanced from release, and, you know, obviously 2016, we're already 4 years old because of the rules governing Barolo. They have to be in barrel for 30 months,
yeah,
all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, they're already on release, you know, impeccably balanced, and these are wines that will sell for decades. But what struck me reading about them is that how approachable they seem to be. So we've taken the liberty with the one that we're going to try today. We opened this, what time is it? 5 hours ago. Just opened it, took the cork out, checked it, and then left it to sit. And we've just now decanted it. And I think that would be my advice if you're going to approach any of these 2016s.
Yeah, definitely.
They although they're balanced and incredible wines, they are going to still need a bit of time to open up because that's the nature of them. You know,
So
Barolo.
we've finally done the thing that we were saying we were going to do.
Yeah,
Because
serve
we've touched
them.
on decanting wines, and a lot of the episodes we've just opened them and jumped straight in, and
Which is
remarked
not
that
the
they're
way to do it. Yeah,
we can see something happening, but it's not ready yet. It's not open. Other side of the fence for this one, we've given it a fair whack of time,
yes,
so
yes.
it should be pretty ready to go.
I'd say so.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
Colour is insane.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
So let's talk about the wine that we're going to look at today. So 2016 Albe from GD Vajra. The Albe is a blend of their different sites.
It's, I guess, their entry-level Barolo, so it's a selection of all the different sites, and I think it's made in a more accessible way, so it doesn't have that crazy amount of tannin that a lot of certainly the other ones that I tried recently.
The top cuvées, yeah.
Yeah, they were quite primary and had a lot of tannin and definitely weren't ready. They were going to fill out a lot more, whereas this we have had a look at, and it's definitely able to be drunk. I will put it very simply.
Yeah.
It is ready.
I mean,
obviously cellar it if you can. I mean, it seems to me this is the vintage for cellaring. This is the vintage to jump on, and yeah, for pretty good reason.
So let's have a look.
Yeah, it's changed since we last looked at it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, as Pete mentioned, the first thing is the color. I'll see if I can.
God.
I don't know if this is really hard to kind of get a white. I need a white thing, but anyway, like the color of this is just this beautiful kind of ruby garnet kind of color. It's bright. It's really clear and clean and vibrant. It just looks so inviting.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
It's so good. There's so much of that bitumen and rubber, like little bits of aniseed and spice.
But amazing floral lift as well. You know, the classic. You know,
That red rose is definitely there, but there's this core of rubber, bitumen.
Yeah, earth and
This
tar.
little,
And,
like anise licorice thing in the back.
Yeah, it's really tarry, isn't it?
Yeah.
But in a kind of good way. those of you that are fans of Barolo will know what we're kind of talking about. It's
I wouldn't be super excited about sniffing a tyre, but like this,
I mean,
it's all happened. Like big nights out, but
sure.
This is much more.
And it's one of those wines, and I think this speaks to the quality that you're getting in 2016. It's one of those wines that every time you go back and revisit the glass, it's changing and evolving. You're finding new layers, new characters and notes that are kind of sticking out each time. And for me, that's the mark of something great. You know, that you can discover something new each time you smell it or taste it. Yeah.
Like each time we taste this wine, it's going to be different. Like, you just know. Like when we first looked at it, much more primary, a lot more fruit. Didn't have that bitumen rubber.
Yeah,
like
savoury.
it was just kind of there,
yeah.
but way more primary fruit. Whereas now, even on the nose, it's really unfelt. It's opened up a lot more. There's so much more detail and breadth of information.
Yep, absolutely. Wow. The concentration and intensity of that is absolutely amazing, but as you mentioned, and as all of the kind of literature that I've read about it, it is so balanced. There's nothing out of place. There's no, like, the acid's good, the tannins are right, the fruit weight is good, the flow and shape is perfect. There's nothing kind of sticking out or jagged or needs time.
It's so even on the palate,
isn't it? It's just, I'm kind of a little bit lost for words. And you know, this is why 16 is going to go down as kind of vintage of the century for Barolo. They've had a good run. They're in a bit of a golden patch, I would say. You know, from 13, 14, 15, all good vintages. Nothing was bad, but I think 16 is, you know, Antonio Galoni of Master of Wine that writes for Venus Media said that this vintage is going to be career defining for a lot of these producers, and I think he's right. You know, this is the vintage that's going to put certain producers on the map and mark them as like this is their moment, and that's exciting.
Yeah, the great guys are always going to make great wines.
Of course, they make great wines every year, but this is going to be their kind of their unicorn vintage. And yeah,
the length, man. Ooh.
I know, right? I'm still tasting.
Still going. That's really, really good.
So yeah, I mean, like as I said, we're really lucky in that we've got quite a few 16s from various producers like Vajra. This is their entry, as Pete said, but we've got their top cuvées as well. We've got Caraboscus, we've got Elivatare, Massolino, Vietti.
We've still got some Canonica, which honestly bends my brain a bit how we still have some of that.
We've got some incredible producers.
Someone's going to need to beat me to the punch on that Canonica.
Well, yeah, it might be me. I've had my eye on it too. So
yeah.
But yeah, like honestly, these are the wines that the kind of wines that in 10 or 15 years you're going to want to pull out a 16 Barolo and take it, or drink it yourself, whatever. But take it to a party or a friend's place, or your wine loving mates, and say, this is an epic wine. So I thoroughly recommend jumping online or come and visit us in store and have a look for some of these, because they're not going to be around for long, and once they're gone, like all great vintages, they're gone. So don't wait or hesitate or think, oh, maybe I'll get one next year, because they won't be here. That's the fact of the matter. So yeah,
it's about $116 I think on the shelf, cheaper than a 6 as always.
Yep,
Worth it.
definitely worth it.
Yeah, worth it for sure.
I mean, yeah, that's one of the best Barolos in its release year that I've ever tasted. And this is we're looking at an entry level one here. We're not even looking at the kind of serious collector ones. So yeah,
like 14.5%. You have no sense of that alcohol.
No, seamless. It's absolutely seamless.
It's not big at all. It's acid brightness.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's good. There you go. You heard it here first. So that's a little snapshot of the 2016 vintage. As I said, drop in store, jump online. These won't be around for long. So, welcome to season 3. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Great to be here, and glad we could kind of kick season 3 off with a great tasting. We'll be here same time, same place next week for more fun and adventures on Is It Called Wine Time. Hope to see you there. Until then, take care. Bye.
See ya.